we have started the example on the type 1 exam, means type 1 examples. In that we have type 1 of the particular integral. So where we have find out the particular integral for the RHS of the function in the form of e raised to ax. We started the example on that. So I am just taking one more example on that base here. Write on the example d cube y by dx cube plus 3d square y by dx square plus 3dy by dx plus 1 plus 1 into y is equal to 5 into e raised to 2x plus e raised to minus x plus 7. So d cube that will be written in the form of f of d of y equal to sum of the is equal to RHS. So when we start the solution, first we have to write down the given equation in the form of f of d of y equal to function of x, that is I of x here. So d cube y by dx cube can be written as capital D cube plus 3, d square y by dx square can be written as d square, 3d by dx can be written as d plus 1 of y is equal to 5 into e raised to 2x plus e raised to minus x plus 7. So now we have written the given equation in the form of f of d of y equal to xi of x. So that is our first step of the solving of the non-homogeneous equations of the type 1 form. Means the type 1 form means when the RHS is in the form of e raised to ax. Now we have to write down the auxiliary equation. So that our auxiliary equation is, replace wherever in the f of d, write down the f of d as a f of m is equal to 0. First we have to write down the f of d in the form of f of m. So here I am going to write it as m cube plus 3m square plus 3m plus 1 is equal to 0. So that is our auxiliary equation. Write down the f of d as a f of m equal to 0. So that is our auxiliary equation. So now we have to find out the root by inspection and synthetic division. So now by the inspection method, start with the m equal to 1. When m is 1, 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 not equal to 0. Next, m equal to minus 1. If m equal to minus 1, minus 1 raised to 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 raised to 2 is plus 1. Plus 1 into plus 3 is plus 3. Minus 1 into plus 3 is minus 3 plus 1. Plus 3 minus 3 cancelled. Plus 1 minus 1 cancelled. So that is equal to 0. So at a m equal to minus 1, equation is satisfied. Therefore, m equal to minus 1 is a root by the inspection. Therefore, m equal to minus 1 is a root by the inspection method. So when you find the root by the inspection method, next we have to move on to the synthetic division method. Now, by the synthetic division method, So now we have to move on to the synthetic division method here. So in the synthetic division, first write down the root by the inspection. Now write down all the coefficients of the equation. Coefficient of m cube is 1. Coefficient of m square is 3. Coefficient of m is 3. Constant is 1. Start with the 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. 3 minus 1, 2. 2 into minus 1, minus 2. 3 minus 2, 1. 1 into minus 1, minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0. So that our equation now, m square, coefficient of m square is 1, coefficient of m is 2, coefficient means and plus constant equal to 0. Now we have to solve this quadratic equation. You can see the equation here. Directly we can obtain the root here because it is a square plus b square plus 2ab form is there. That is m plus 1 whole square is equal to 0. Therefore, m equal to minus 1 comma minus 1. So, therefore, our roots of an total, therefore, the m equal to, here also minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. Therefore, m equal to minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 are the roots of an auxiliary equation. Therefore, m equal to minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 are the roots of an auxiliary equation. Now we have to find out the particular integral. First we have to write on the, before coming to particular integral, first write on the complementary function for these roots. See the roots here, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. All the roots are same here, real and coincident. When the roots are repeated, the complementary function for the repeated roots is 3 roots are repeated here. Therefore, c1 plus c2x plus c3x square into bracket e raised to minus 1 means the root that we have here, that is minus 1. Minus 1 into x is minus x. So therefore our complementary function is equals to c1 plus c2x plus c3x square into bracket e raised to minus x is our complementary function for the repeated roots. Now we have to find out the particular integral. Here, to find out the particular integral, first write down the function f of d divided by, xi of x divided by f of d. So our xi of x is equals to 5 into e raised to 2x plus e raised to minus x plus 7 divided by f of d, d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1. That is our f of d, xi of x by f of d. So next procedure. When you find out the particular integral for the more than one xi of x, split the denominator to every function first. 5 into e raised to 2x divided by d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1 plus e raised to minus x divided by d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1 plus 7 divided by d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1. So consider this one as a P1, P2, P3. Find out the particular integral of all these functions. So to find out all these values and substitute it in the again in this equation. So first consider the P1. So P1 is equal to 5 e raised to 2x divided by d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1. When the function is e raised to ax form, here the constant is there, keep the constant as it is, e raised to a into x, means a is equal to 2. Replace d by 2. Replace d by 2. 2 cube plus 3 into 2 square plus 3 into 2, 6 plus 1. That is equal to 5 into e raised to 2x divided by 2 cube is 8 plus 2 square is 4. 4 into 3, 12 plus 6 plus 1, 7. 5 into e raised to 2x divided by 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 7. 5 e raised to 2x divided by 27 is your P1. Replace a d by 2. 2 cube is 8. 2 square is 4. 4 into 3, 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. 3 into 2, 6. 20 plus 6, 26. Plus 1, 27. Next come to the P2. P2 is equal to e raised to minus x divided by d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1. Coefficient of x is minus 1. Replace a d by minus 1. When you replace a d by minus 1 plus 3 minus 3 plus 1. Denominator tends to 0. When the denominator tends to 0, the procedure is x into e raised to minus x divided by derivative of f of d. Derivative of f of d is 3d square plus 6d plus 3. Now replace d by minus 1. X into e raised to minus x. Minus 1 square is plus 1. Plus 1 into 3 is 3. D is replaced by minus 1. Minus 1 into plus 6 is minus 6 plus 3. 3, 6. 6 minus 6, 0. Again the denominator tends to 0. When again the denominator tends to 0, again move to the next step. X square into e raised to minus x divided by second derivative of f of d. 3 2s are 6d plus 6. Again replace a d by minus 1. X square into e raised to minus x divided by minus 6 plus 6. Again the denominator is 0. When the denominator is 0, again take the next derivative x cube into e raised to minus 6 divided by third derivative is derivative of 60 is 6. So that is your second value of the function. P2 is equal to x cube into e raised to minus x divided by 6. Come to the P3. P3 is equal to 7 divided by d cube plus 3d square plus 3d plus 1. When the function is constant, when the numerator is constant, we have to replace d by 0, because 7 can be written as e raised to 7 into e raised to 0x, because e raised to 0 is always 1. So coefficient of x is 0. So we have to replace a d by 0 when the function is constant. So replace d by 0, 0, 0, 0 plus 1 plus 1. So that 7 is our P3. Now substitute all the values here. Substitute all values here. So particular integral equal to P1 is 5 into e raised to 2x divided by 27. P1 is here, 5 into e raised to 2x divided by 27. Plus P2 is equal to x cube into e raised to minus x divided by 6. Plus P3 is equal to 7. So that is the procedure of simplifying this example. First we find out the root by inspection and synthetic division. So we got the three values, m equal to -1, -1, -1. So So all the three values are same here, so that the roots are repeated and real. So the repeated roots for the complementary function for the repeated roots is c1 plus c2x plus c3x square into e raised to minus x. Now the particular integral is equal to function of x by function of d. So function of x divided by function of d will be written here. We have to split this denominator to all the numerator functions because the three functions will be mentioned here. So split this denominator to everywhere. So after splitting the terms, consider that those as a p1, p2, p3. So first simplify the p1. Phi is constant, keep as it is. E raised to 2x divided by function of d. So e raised to ax form. Here the comparatively we get a equal to 2. So replace a d by 2. When we replace a d by 2, we got the denominator 27. So next we move to the p2. p2 is equal to e raised to minus x divided by function of t. So coefficient of x is minus 1 here. So that replace a d by minus 1 everywhere. After replacing d by minus 1, our denominator tends to 0. Once if the denominator tends to 0, we have to move to the next step, that is multiply the function by x and take the derivative of f of d and replace a d by a. So e raised to minus x into x divided by derivative of f of d is 3d square plus 6d plus 3. Now we have to replace a d by minus 1. So minus 1 square is plus 1 plus 3, 1 to 3 plus 3 minus 6 plus 3. Again the denominator tends to 0. So our next procedure is again move to the x square into e raised to minus x divided by second derivative of f of d. So second derivative of f of d is 6d plus 6. Again replace a d by minus 1. When you replace a d by minus 1, we get again the minus 6 plus 6. Again the denominator tends to 0. So next procedure is x cube into e raised to minus x divided by third derivative of f of d. So third derivative of f of d is 6. So no procedure is continued because there is no d in the denominator. So our procedure is going to be stop here. So x cube into e raised to minus x divided by 6 is our second integral term. Means second part of the integral term. So next third part is 7 into e raised to 0. E raised to, there is no term with the coefficient of 7. So we take it as e raised to 0x. So coefficient of x is 0 here. So that we have to replace a d by 0 here. So we get a denominator 1. 7 by 1 is our third part of the integral. So now write down the entire equation p1 plus p2 plus p3. So p1 is equal to 5 e raised to 2x by 27. p2 is equal to x cube e raised to minus 6 e raised to minus x divided by 6. p3 is equals to 7. So that is our particular integral. Now our complete solution is y is equal to particular integral plus complementary function c1 plus c2x plus c3x square into e raised to minus x plus particular integral is 5 e raised to 2x by 27 plus x cube into e raised to minus x divided by 6 plus 7. So that is our complete solution of an given equation. So that is the procedure of solving this example. So next I am moving to the second kind of the particular integral. So second kind of the particular integral means where our RHS value of the function of the homogeneous function means xi of x is in the form of sin ax or cos ax form. In the previous we have seen sin h ax and cos h ax. But now it is not a sin h and cos h. Now we are talking about the sin ax or cos ax form. So that is our second kind of the examples where the function of x is in the form of sin ax or cos ax. So that is our type 2 form of the PI. So PI is of the form function of x divided by function of d, as we know that, where our function of x is either a sin ax or cos ax. Sin ax or cos ax. Here, how to solve this type 2 examples? Here we have to remember the first procedure is you have to find out the first a. First you have to identify the a. After identifying the a, your first procedure is to convert the f of d as a f of d square. Try to convert f of d as a f of d square. Otherwise, left it. Don't confuse you. I don't want to confuse you. Just keep remember the f of d. Your first procedure is first find out the a. After finding the a, so particular integral of these kinds of the example means both for sin and cos procedure is same here. You have to replace d square by minus a square. Replace d square by minus a square means in the f of d, wherever d square is there, that you have to replace by minus a square. So therefore you have to convert every term of f of d as a d square. Otherwise, first replace all the d square by minus a square, then try to convert the remaining terms as a d square. So replace d square is by minus a square. Suppose if the denominator tends to 0, then the procedure is x into sin ax divided by f dash of minus a square. Means take the derivative of this term and again replace d square by minus a square. D will not be replaced here. You have to replace only the d square here. D will not be replaced. So this result is also holds good for the cos. If it is cos, then replace the cos. Then write it as x cos ax divided by f dash of minus a square, or cos ax divided by f of minus a square. You just have to replace d square by minus a square here. So here, suppose I just taken one example here. So that is the procedure to take a particular integral. So I just take an example to explain the how to convert the d square. Suppose it is f of d. Suppose you have a particular integral. Directly take the particular integral. Sin 2x divided by d square plus 2d plus 1. Suppose this one is your example. First you have to identify the a here. So a is equal to 2. That implies a square is equal to 4 minus a square is equal to minus 4. Now replace d square by minus 4. Replace d square by minus 4. So that our particular integral is equal to sin 2x divided by, replace d square by minus 4. Keep your d as it is, plus 1. Now it becomes sin 2x divided by 2d minus 4 plus 1 is minus 3. So sin 2x divided by 2d minus 3. So it is not a f of d square because there is a d term is there, not a d square. So you have to convert this term to d square. To convert this term to d square, so our procedure is, suppose you have a function like alpha d plus r minus beta, both alpha and beta are the constant. Then if this denominator is present, then multiply both numerator and denominator as alpha d minus or plus beta. Suppose there is a alpha d plus beta is present, then multiply both numerator and denominator by alpha d minus beta. Suppose there is a alpha d minus beta is present, then multiply both numerator and denominator by alpha d plus beta. Here it is alpha d minus beta. Means don't change the sign of the coefficient of d. Simply change the sign of the constant. So that multiply both numerator and denominator by 2d plus 3. Multiply both numerator and denominator by 2d plus 3. Next procedure is 2d into sin 2x. 2d into sin 2x plus 3 into sin 2x divided by a minus b, a plus b, that is a square minus b square. 2 square is 4, d square minus 3 square is 9. Now 2 into derivative of sin, d is nothing but the derivative. 2 into derivative of sin is cos into constant term is there. 2 into derivative of sin is cos 2x into derivative of 2x is 2 plus 3 sin 2x divided by 4d square minus 9. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 cos 2x plus 3 sin 2x divided by, see the both the terms having a same, so there is no need to split this denominator. Directly replace d square by minus 4. 4 into minus 4 minus 9. So 4 cos 2x plus 3 sin 2x divided by 4 into minus 4 is minus 16. Minus 16 minus 9 minus 25. So that is the procedure of finding the particular integral. So that is how to find out the particular. So this is the one of the important part of this type 2 example. So if it is not an d square form, you have to convert a d to d square by taking this note. So that is how to find out the particular integral in this kind.